I remember reading it was described as a provincial town, and so I that in my mind describes sort of something above a village maybe, but I think there were 200,000 people living in Reading back in '65. I mean, it was a city, but it was just the English designation then and now. I think it may still be the largest town in England. And when we had been in Germany, it was we could see remnants from the war, no doubt. And in the 3 weeks, I got to know some of the people there, and they would talk about their war or their fathers or uncles and things like this. And in England, I was also aware of the war just being 20 years in the past. And there weren't bombed out buildings around, although I had heard that Helas had been bombed and other places as well, of course. And I had some appreciation for World War II history and still do. And I was also aware that England was still very much struggling with the economic recovery from the war. I think in the U.S. The 50s, post-war 1950s were tough times where I don't know. I'm not going to give you the economic view, but if the government is spending billions on war material and then stops, and the whole workforce is dislocated, you have a whole armies coming back, and boy, there's a lot going on. But by the end of the 50s, I think the U.S. had kind of readjusted, and my feeling was that in England they were still struggling with that. Of course, England was impacted incredibly more than anything I saw on the other side of the Atlantic, and so that was going on. Wages were low, and things which had started to modernize in the U.S. were behind a bit in terms of houses without central heating. Cars were different. There's just lots of things that were different. And people's patterns of shopping for food and so on would basically shop every day at the
Mhm.
greengrocer or maybe Sainsbury's. But we found that there was a Waitrose in Henley that had parking. That was a great benefit. And there was a greengrocer in Caversham Village that we favored. And Audrey's doctor had told her steak and salad. And so there was a butcher right across the street on Castle Street, right across from Bilby's Deck, which I would be over there quite a lot.